Hi, Mr. Mayor.
How are you?
So I wanted to ask this with the private hospital folks behind you, but I'm wondering, how are the private hospitals going to be sharing the burden with H&H of the new announcement to involuntarily commit mentally ill or those suspecting mental illness into the hospitals? And will more beds be made available as well? And are these people going to be, or these hospitals going to be embracing the training under state guidance and also retraining their staff? But how is that going to be shared?
And and actually had a brief conversation with Ken Rasky, and part of that conversation, we're gonna have some follow-up conversations because we need private and public together to address this important initiative that we are embarking upon. But, I've been looking at some of the coverage, particularly the front page that I saw the other day that said flawed. Let me tell you what's flawed. Flawed is a city that walks past people who cannot take care of their basic needs, and they are in danger to themselves. I didn't become mayor to climb a hill. I became mayor to climb a mountain. This is a mountain that I'm climbing. You all know it. You cover these stories. I don't know why you're acting like you don't know it. There are too many people on our streets that are not capable of taking care of their basic needs, and they are in danger to themselves. That is the category. I don't know why we write these stories that everyone who talks to themselves is going to be taken to a hospital. That is just not true. Everyone who's living because they're homeless is going to be taken to the hospital. That is not true. We have a very specific category that we are looking to see if they are going to go to a hospital, and the determination is going to be made if they need additional care, and that is what we are accomplishing. And we need the partners from H&H and our privates, and we're having continuous conversations with that. We need help from the state. We need help from the federal government. We need to rethink this. And we know that it's not an easy task, but I didn't get elected to do easy tasks. I got elected to look at these systemic problems that have been in this city for generations, that all of you write about. All of you write about this, on what's happening in this city. And I'm going to face them. And you can't face them with fear. You have to face them with focus. And I'm focused. Hold on. You see what I have here?
Yeah, you see what happened? I thought I was dismissed. But anyway, good afternoon to everybody. Mr. Mayor, I'm Ken Rasky, president of the Greater New York Hospital Association, and I think the question dealt with the mental health initiative, which we support at the Greater New York Hospital Association, and how the voluntary private institutions will react to that. Look, we are going to work steadfastly with this administration to make this a reality. And we have hurdles. Of course, there are hurdles. There's hurdles in everything. And those hurdles could be, reimbursement issues, expansion of capacity, what have you. Right now, I told the mayor that this morning that we are very, very, very much committed to his initiative. And by George, we're going to make it work. So, Mr. Mayor, that is a commitment on behalf of the Greater New York Hospital Association to you and this administration, but more importantly, to the people of New York.
Thank you.
Ken, will you be dedicating a certain amount of new beds in the hospitals?
Miss, I'm sorry, I couldn't quite understand you.
Will you be dedicating a certain number of beds to assist this initiative in
No, you can't do that. I mean, because psychiatric problems are like episodic issues, so you can't just allocate beds. What we did, and Mitch made a comment about this recently in the New York Times article, is that many of the hospitals decanted the psych beds to be used in the pandemic. That's a fact, to take care of the COVID patients. And now they're restoring them, putting them back online. So, the expansion is occurring through a natural process. But will we have to wrestle with other hurdles? The answer is absolutely yes, we will. But we will clear those hurdles. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
Could you address the dramatic rise in anti-Semitic hate crimes this month?
Listen, I think it's a combination, and that is why I was in Greece, and despite people were saying, why are you going to Greece? Because there's an anti-Semitism problem globally. And mayors from across the globe, we all met there to engage in this conversation. And listen, we have normalized hate. And I continue to say one of the biggest spreader of this hate is social media. What social media is doing to normalize hate, to give a platform for hate, to spread hate, is just really alarming. And you know that New York City has the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. So if one has a desire to be harmful to a particular group of people, New York is the place you're going to come because of the diversity of this city. But we're going to continue to partner with organizations like JCRC and others to really infuse education into our schools through our Breaking Bread, Building Bond initiative to get people in at the table. We can't only police our way out of this, but I also think prosecutors must send a strong message of no plea bargaining. If you are found guilty of a hate crime, you should be held fully accountable for that crime. I don't think anything is more horrific to a person to be attacked because of their gender, their lifestyle, their religion, their ethnicity. That is something that we should hold dear. And we're going to continue to do our job. We're going to classify the crimes. We're not going to try to sugarcoat them. If it's a hate crime, we're going to call it a hate crime. We're going to pinpoint those problems and really lean on our partnerships that we've had historically in this city.
Mayor, so a couple of things with the mental health initiative.
Yes.
One, last week you said that training was starting. Just wondering when that initiative is actually going to be rolled out, when they're going to start moving and transferring mentally ill patients to hospitals, and what sort of accountability system is going to be in place? Who will they be reporting to? First responders? Will they have to report each night? How many people have to go into one of these hospitals? And what will happen if someone is transferred and they didn't need to be transferred? Will there be some sort of accountability there as well?
So let's peel back each one of the questions. First, the training started the day that I announced it. That was the first level of training. But let's not ignore the fact we were already out there taking those who needed help. That didn't start. The police department, mental health professionals, this has been really led by what Deputy Mayor William Isom has always stated, that we're going to lead with the mental health professionals. This is what Dr. Fassan, that came here from Fountain House, he knew the best way to engage people on the ground. And so we were already doing this. The actions of dealing with people that were in severe need of mental health assistance, we were doing already. What we found based on being on the ground, the lack of clarity. Our police officers and others, our hospital personnel, our outreach workers, there was this sense of lack of clarity. And so what I did is state, let me give everyone clarity of what the mission is from the city. Now, if we transport someone to the hospital and they don't need additional care, we're going to put them on a pathway to our shelters. We're going to put them on a pathway of support services that are there. We need to be engaging in those who need help. And the only way we could do that is to do a real diagnosis of their needs and give them the support that they need, and that's the follow-up that they need.
System, though? But there was one part of my question
Sally, go ahead. I'm fine. You're fine. Melissa? No, I have a question. I just meant if they were, I didn't want to. Okay.
I just like this. There's a second part of the question.
What did you say, reporting system? What do you mean?
Yeah, just a second reporting system. Just how many people are transferred each night? Is that going to go to a certain
within the limitation of revealing, within HIPAA laws or other laws that we're not required to report, we're going to try to be as transparent as possible so that you can gauge the program. But we're going to always abide by the laws that ensure the privacies of people who are seeking care.
Mayor, today a Democratic City Councilman, Ari Kagan, is going to announce that he's switching to the Republican Party, and part of the reason is the redistricting process that your administration took part in has made it kind of harder for him to win as a Democrat in the district he would now be in. So I'm wondering, as one of the leading Democrats in New York, what is your message to this councilman and other Democrats who find themselves in difficult districts? Which parties? Do you want him to stay as a Democrat?
Well, I would hope that he would stay as a Democrat, and that was an independent commission where several bodies of government participated in the appointment of personnel to be on that commission. And so it wasn't something that we controlled. And I don't recall many redistrictings where everyone was happy. I don't recall it. You know, I remember I was drawn out of my district. That's what independent is. You know, if you come away with everyone being unhappy, you did the right thing. And so I would hope he would stay a Democrat, but he has to make the decision on what he thinks is best. You know, I am not a city council person. I don't control how the lines are drawn. And so he's going to make that decision on what's best for him politically.